Have you ever felt like your dog understands everything you say? Like they can sense how you're feeling even before you say a word? What if I told you that, for some dogs, this goes way beyond intuition? Today, we're diving into the world of gifted dogs, animals with truly remarkable cognitive and emotional abilities. These dogs can understand words, solve complex problems, and even connect with our emotions on a deep, meaningful level. In this video, you'll discover real-life stories like that of Gaia, a Brazilian dog who amazed the world with her extraordinary intelligence. Get ready to be moved, surprised, and maybe even see your own dog in a whole new light. Because once we understand the true potential of the canine mind, everything changes. What is a gifted dog? When we talk about gifted dogs, we're not just referring to obedient pets or dogs that learn tricks quickly. We're talking about animals that show cognitive abilities far above the average for their species, in many ways comparable to the learning and understanding capacity of a 2- or 3-year-old child. These dogs can grasp human language at an astonishing level. While most household dogs understand between 80 and 200 words or commands, gifted dogs can recognize and remember hundreds, sometimes even over 1,000. And it's not just about recognizing sounds. They're able to consciously associate words with objects, actions, or specific contexts, as if they truly understand the meaning behind the language. One fascinating trait of these dogs is their ability to learn the meaning of a new word with very little exposure, sometimes after hearing it just once. This is something we also see in young children as they develop language, which makes the comparison even more compelling. On top of that, these dogs can generalize what they've learned. For example, if you teach them that ball refers to a specific toy, they might understand that the word applies to any round object, regardless of its color or size. That kind of categorization is a major marker of advanced intelligence. Another amazing aspect is that these dogs seem to reason. They observe carefully, ignore irrelevant distractions, and learn by watching, as if they're intentionally absorbing information. Their minds are active, curious, and fully engaged. It's also important to note that this kind of intelligence doesn't come from genetics alone. While some breeds may have a natural predisposition, the environment the dog lives in, the stimulation they receive, and the bond they share with their humans all play a crucial role in developing this extraordinary cognition. In other words, a gifted dog is the result of a rare combination of nature and nurture. And when those two forces come together, the results can be truly extraordinary. Verbal intelligence and the case of Gaia. One of the clear signs of intelligence in gifted dogs is their use of language. More specifically, their incredible ability to learn and recognize human words. For most dogs, commands like sit, stay, or fetch already require consistent training. But dogs like Gaia go far beyond that. Gaia is a Brazilian border collie who currently lives in London with her humans. She's considered the first Brazilian dog officially recognized for her exceptional talent in learning words. And her story has captured the attention of scientists and animal behavior enthusiasts around the world. From a young age, Gaia showed an unusual ability to understand commands and object names. What started as simple curiosity from her guardians quickly turned into something extraordinary. By the age of 2, she could already recognize the names of over 200 different toys, responding accurately when asked to fetch a specific one, even when surrounded by dozens of options. Even more impressive, she didn't just memorize names. She could learn new words with very little exposure, sometimes after hearing them only once. That's an extremely rare phenomenon in the animal kingdom. Gaia also took part in experiments for the Genius Dog Challenge, an international project that studies dogs with extraordinary cognitive abilities. During the tests, she demonstrated not only long-term verbal memory, but also the ability to infer the names of toys she had never seen before, choosing the correct one through logical elimination. This shows that Gaia isn't just reacting instinctively. She's processing information, forming associations, and making conscious decisions. She's also able to retrieve toys from other rooms in the house based solely on a verbal command, with no gestures or visual cues, which requires a high level of language comprehension and spatial memory. What makes Gaia's case especially fascinating is twofold. First, she's living proof that dogs can develop cognitive skills comparable to those of a small child. And second, she wasn't trained by professionals or in a lab. Everything was developed at home, through love, stimulation, and daily interaction with her humans. It's a powerful example of how the human-animal bond and a nurturing environment can unlock a dog's full mental potential. Problem solving, intelligence in action. When we think of gifted dogs, it's easy to focus on memory and vocabulary. But their true brilliance shines when they're faced with a challenge, and they show the ability to solve problems in creative, logical, and often surprising ways. Dogs with above-average intelligence don't just follow commands. They make their own decisions based on observation, trial and error, and even deductive reasoning. Imagine a dog watching its human open a door several times. A typical dog might just wait. But a gifted dog watches, analyzes the mechanism, and eventually imitates the action, pressing the handle with a paw or nudging the latch with its nose. This kind of behavior shows what scientists call cognitive flexibility, the ability to adapt strategies when facing a new problem. And we're not just talking about instinct here. We're talking about real thinking, with planning and short-term memory involved. In tests with gifted dogs, it's common to see them tackling complex puzzles, opening containers to reach hidden treats, overcoming physical barriers to retrieve objects, or even rearranging their environment to achieve a goal. And what's most impressive is that many of these solutions aren't taught by humans. They're created by the dogs themselves. Going back to Gaia, her humans have shared that she doesn't just recognize toys and commands. She also solves little missions around the house. If a toy is out of reach, she might try to move furniture, use her nose to pull something closer, or even ask for help by looking at her humans, and then back the problem. A clear form of intentional communication. This kind of behavior suggests that gifted dogs don't just interpret the world around them. They actively engage with it, forming strategies and making conscious choices. What's more, their ability to remember what worked or didn't in past situations shows that they use experience to adjust their behavior, learning from their own mistakes. That's a true sign of intelligence, learning not just through repetition, but through understanding. And what makes all of this even more remarkable is the motivation behind it. Often, what drives these dogs is the desire to connect with their humans, to complete a task, to please, or simply to explore. They're not just reacting, they're thinking and choosing. Emotional sensitivity, a connection beyond training. One of the most remarkable traits of gifted dogs isn't just their ability to solve problems or learn words. It's the deeply sensitive way they connect emotionally with humans. These dogs don't just notice our emotional states, they seem to feel them with us. When we're sad, anxious, or excited, they respond in ways that often surprise even the most experienced dog owners. Science has already shown that dogs can interpret our body language, tone of voice, and even facial expressions. But gifted dogs go beyond that. They anticipate reactions, pick up on subtle changes in the environment, and adjust their behavior based on our internal state. In studies with highly intelligent dogs, researchers observed that they maintain prolonged eye contact with humans, something quite rare in the animal world. And that eye contact isn't just a way of asking for attention. It's a form of emotional reading. These dogs pick up on nuances that even other people might miss. A longer glance, a different kind of sigh, a shift in posture. All of these can be interpreted as signals of our mental state. Gaia also shows this incredible sensitivity. Her humans say she can tell when one of them is feeling more introspective or stressed, even if there's no visible change in behavior. In those moments, Gaia changes her own behavior. She gently approaches, offers a toy, lies down nearby, or simply watches quietly. It's as if she knows exactly what to say, without saying anything at all. This kind of active empathy, going far beyond simple reactions to stimuli, is what often leads people to describe gifted dogs as almost human. And, in many ways, that makes sense. The emotional connection between these dogs and their humans is built on an invisible dialogue made of looks, gestures, silence, and companionship. What's more, they know how to use this sensitivity to their advantage. They figure out the most effective way to get attention, ask for affection, or even interrupt an uncomfortable situation. In many homes, these dogs become emotional mediators, helping to balance the mood in the house, calming restless children, or keeping elderly people company during moments of loneliness. This emotional intelligence, combined with logical thinking and language skills, makes gifted dogs truly one of a kind. They're not just smart animals. They're conscious companions who actively participate in the emotional lives of the people around them. And it's exactly this blend of intelligence and sensitivity that leads so many dog owners to describe them as special souls. Gifted dogs show us that intelligence in the animal world goes far beyond what we once imagined. They think, feel, learn, and communicate with us in ways we're only beginning to understand. Gaia is just one example, but maybe, right there in your home, there's a four-legged genius waiting for the right kind of stimulation to reveal everything they're capable of. Tell us in the comments, what's the smartest or most emotionally touching thing your dog has ever done? If this video inspired you, give it a like and share it with someone who loves animals as much as you do. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you won't miss any of our upcoming videos on animal behavior and fascinating facts from the animal world. See you next time.